Good morning, Creative Stampers. Happy Creative Card Challenge Wednesday. Oh my goodness. The stamp set that I am going to be featuring today in today's card challenge is a stamp set that you can get free. Actually, you'll get the stamp set and the die set that goes with it free during Sale-a-bration. This is one of 12 stamp sets that Stampin' Up! Is giving free when you join Stampin' Up! So that's pretty excited. All right, so this is Card Challenge Wednesday, and every Wednesday I do a drawing for those of you who enter the card challenge. And so I have over here on my computer set up my comment picker. I love this website I found. This is awesome. So I just put the blog post that, not blog post, I'm sorry, the Facebook post that all your cards are posted in, and I hit the button and it shuffles all your names and it picks one. And this morning, dun 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 dun, drum roll, Linda Carver, you're the winner from last week's card challenge. That was card sketch number 11. I try to rotate the challenges every week, and this week our card challenge is going to be fall flowers. So once again, congratulations, Linda Carver, for winning last week's card challenge. Oh, wow. Look at all these beautiful people this morning. I love it. I love it. Good morning. Good morning. All over the country, Pennsylvania to California. I love it. Okay, let's move over. So I was talking about the Sale-a-bration, and when you order $50 out of either catalog, the annual catalog or the holiday catalog, and that's before tax, so $50 before tax, you get to choose an item out of this Sale-a-bration catalog. And there are some really cute items, but in the very back tells you about this joining special. And so our starter kit is always a great deal anyways, $99. You get $125 worth of product of your choice for free, for $99, $125. And then you get a free paper pumpkin, you get free shipping, and this month and next month, so August and September, they're giving away a free bundle also. And there are 12 of them to pick from. They're listed right here on page 19 in the Sale-a-bration catalog. So let's get out the stamp set that I am featuring. So this is the stamp set and die that you can get free if you join Stampin' Up! And there's all kinds of great reasons why to join Stampin' Up! Biggest reason, 20% discount on all your shopping. Second biggest reason, you're a part of Reese's Paper Pieces, my little team. I love it. Okay, so this is our stamp set, and I'm gonna make a card with this. So this is our card challenge. It's fall flowers. So in the card challenge, use whatever stamp sets and whatever paper, but make it fall. So fall colors, fall flowers. You wouldn't have purple tulips on a fall card, but you could have crimson daisies, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to make a card. Here we go. It's called Nature's Harvest. And the first thing I'm going to do is show you the pieces that I'm doing. So I have a card base, and I've decided to go with the Mint Macron card base. And then the harvest paper, I made a little sampler of the harvest paper so you all can see this. This is the paper that coordinates with the Nature's Harvest stamp set. And it's these beautiful Calypso Coral, Bumblebee, Mint Macron. I'm sorry, that's Soft Succulent. Well, anyways, I'm using Mint Macron. It was supposed to be Soft Succulent. I think it is. Hold on, double check. Yeah, I did use Soft Succulent. I don't know what I was thinking. Misty Moonlight and Crumb Cake. So this is the Harvest Meadows paper, designer series paper. This is the front and back. You get two 12 by 12 of each one. So you have a front and a back of each. So you get, see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 sheets of 12 by 12 designer paper. Okay, let me put that away. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera. Yikes, yikes, yikes. All right, so let's, anyway, Soft Succulent, I apologize. And then we have this DSP that's a part of the Meadows. But before I attach this to my card base, I want to wrap some twine around it. So, we have that 5-spool twine now, and this is the crumb cake twine. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give myself enough to do a loop and to tie a bow here, about that much. And then I'm going to wrap it twice, 1 and 2. And then I'm going to come back and tie this. Now that is a little short, so I need to lengthen this. Okay, and see if that's better. Yeah, that's much better. Now, when I tie a bow, okay, and I want it to be fairly tight, it would be nice if I had a person to hold that for me while I tied my bow, but I don't have another person in here, but I do have some clamping tweezers. And so these are my best friend when it comes to tying bows. And there we go. See how nice that is? And even with my fake fingernails, it's holding it nice and sturdy for me while I manipulate everything. Once I've got it done, then I pull those out. And to shorten my loops, I want to hold the loop as I pull the tail, because if you don't, what'll happen is the loop will twist as you pull it through there, okay? And you don't want your loop to twist. And then just one more tight tug, and there we go. So now we have our crumb cake twine on here, and now I'm ready to attach it. I am just going to attach it flat, not with dimensionals. I always like to remind my card makers that the US Post only allows a 1/4 inch thickness in a card, okay? So if you go more than that, you have to pay extra postage, okay? And so unless you want to pay extra postage, just be careful how much dimension you put on your card. And in my case, my dimension is going to be with my flowers and my ribbon. So, but so far I have this, and I can move this down a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. I have some tape there. There we go. All right, and I'll move it back where I need it in when I get the flowers and everything on here. So now that I have this part done, I want to create my bouquet, and I'm going to stamp and color this, but the die set has some really awesome dies. It's a 2-sheet die set, and these wheat stalks, this kind of thistle, here's another daisy or coneflower, whichever you want to call it, and this branch, these 4 pieces, they don't have a die, they don't have a stamp that go with them. You just cut these out of paper and use them as like silhouette backgrounds. These 2 here, however, cut the stamps out. All right, so this one is going to cut these daisies out, and this little one is going to cut this daisy out. All right, so let me make sure I'm going to stamp, I'm going to color, and I'm going to cut out the daisies. Now, this is one of those really beautiful pencil sketch type stamps, and it's very detailed. And I want to make sure that it stamps correctly, because I could never try to stamp on top of it if I messed up. So I want to make sure I do it correct. And here we go. So I'm using the cinnamon cider. All right, sometimes you need something underneath there. There we go. Okay, and now let's see how we do. And I also love this because even if I couldn't see the cinnamon cider very well because the red rubber is so close to that color. And now I lift it, oh, perfect. I got a perfect stamped image. Isn't that nice? That's very nice. Now I also want my sentiment, but I'm gonna leave this up here for my sentiment later. Right now I'm just gonna clean this off gently. Don't rub your wipes real hard on your stamps or the lint will get off. I just kind of lightly dab. I really should use my sponge, which I think I will. There we go. Yeah, much better. There, now I'm not going to get any lint. All right, I am just talking, aren't I? All right, we have our daisy. I need to color my daisy. Let me show you how I color. Now, I love blends. You may like watercolor better, and Monday I did a watercolor example, so you can go back and apply what I showed you on Monday's card to a watercolor, but this one I'm doing on just regular cardstock with a regular stamp, and now I'm using the blends to color in. And so the tops of my daisies are coneflowers, are going to be this beautiful cinnamon cider, okay? And it is kind of dark, but that's okay. And just kind of dot it. Don't like rub it on the edges, or you will get a straight line, and that's not a straight line. That's real jagged around the edge. So there we go. We've got that, and then this one down here especially, just do some light tapping. Okay, there we go. Now, I want my daisy or my coneflower to be yellow, but I want it to be more of a yellow gold. So I am going to very, very lightly, hardly any cinnamon cider at all on the tip of these petals, because I'm going to come back in with Daisy Delight, the dark Daffodil Delight, and blend these brown tips. Okay, so it kind of looks orangish. All right, and like I said, I'm just putting a little bit. And so if you like coloring with blends, you can copy how I'm doing mine or make up your own. I kind of thought, you know, my coneflowers in my backyard are a beautiful purpley color, almost like a rich raspberry, but then I really like orange yellow sunflowers too. Okay, so we've got that in there. Now, the dark I'm just going to put a few dots, very light, because this is very dark, just kind of around where it might be a little darker. You can kind of tell in the pencil drawing they had the bottoms of these a little darker, okay, and where there would be some shadowing, okay. And like I said, I am just dotting. I'm not coloring in the sense of going back and forth. I'm just kind of dotting. There we go. Oops, let me get a couple more there. All right, just dotting a little bit there. Now I want the dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to come in here and I am going to blend. Now I am coloring back and forth. Okay, and I'm going to come in with a light in just a minute. Let me finish getting some dark in here. Sorry, excuse me. While I'm coloring, I should be looking for questions. Mima says, does the rubber cleaner you can buy do more harm on the stamp than if wiped? I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're asking, Mima. Does the rubber cleaner? You mean my sponge? All I know, Mima, is wipes will shred and leave lint on your stamp. And so if you leave it there and it dries and then you go to stamp, you'll get a fuzzy image. So that's why I very rarely use wipes, but sometimes I'll dab with it when I'm using my Stamparatus because it's a little quicker. But yeah, the best way to clean your stamps is with a wet type sponge cleaner, and we sell the Stampin' Chamois, but there are other kinds of sponges out there too. All right, now that I've got the dark, now let's come in with the light and get some highlight in here. Okay, so now we're gonna get some light. There we go. Oops, I kind of colored all of that, didn't I? There we go. So I have a very fall looking yellow daisy coneflower type flower. Okay, pretty, huh? To stay in the kind of fall color palette, I wouldn't use Granny Apple Green. That is too bright. That's very spring. The Old Olive is a great fall green. Our Mossy Meadow is good also, but our Garden Green and our Granny Apple Green, those are a little too springy of a color. So I'm going to start with the light, and I'm just going to color this whole thing. And also, this is a very light touch also. You don't want to go out of the lines. And when you color with these blend tips, even though I'm using the bullet end, it can be kind of a fat stroke. But if you go real light, hardly touch the paper, you'll get a teeny tiny line of color. Okay. And like I said, it just takes a very light touch. And if you want, if it's not dark enough on your light touch, just keep going over and adding more. Oof. Okay, now let's come in here wherever there would be shadow. So underneath the petals is going to be darker, okay? And behind the leaf is going to be darker, okay? This is a kind of a overlapped leaf here. And this leaf is back behind this leaf, so we're going to have some shadowing back here. All right, and where the stem is in front of this leaf here, okay, and under these petals. And right here, okay. I think we've got it pretty good. All right, no, I like making it kind of dark where the two stems meet, where the stem and the leaf kind of come together. All right, now come back with your light and blend. That you don't want a harsh color change from the light to the dark. You want it to blend, and so just add more light and it'll blend. There we go. All right. I know I tell you how to do the blends every time I color with them, but I know some of you are brand new. You've never seen me before. And I forgot to tell you who I was in the beginning. I'm usually real good about that. Anyways, if you are brand new and this is your first time watching me, please give us a shout out, say hello so we can say hello back to you. And this is what I do every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I come on here and do a card tutorial for you guys. So now that I have colored my daisies, come off of there, I need to cut it out. And like I said, this die here is going to cut this out. And I need my tape. There it is. I like to tape my die down, even though I have a magnetic base. I just want to ensure that this does not slip at all. Okay, there's some very fine detail on there. Whoopsie, and when I put the tape down, it moved. Okay, I don't want it to mess up. There we go. So let me throw it through the cutting machine real quick. Go. Ta-da! Whoops. Ta-da! I love it. Oh my gosh, don't you love having a die to cut your stuff out instead of having to fussy cut? Woof. Yes, yes, yes. Though I enjoy fussy cutting occasionally. I just don't like doing it all the time. All right, there we go. We got that back on there. Put that back. All right, back to my card. So we have this. Now, like I said, I used those other dies and I did a brown branch. This is early espresso. And I did an old olive wheat, but I saw in the catalog how they had two different colors and I thought, well, that's interesting. I wonder how they did that. And then I realized what they did is they cut out another one in a different color and trimmed off the branches. I haven't finished trimming off, but I am going to glue these on there. So let me get my snips. Let me get this all off of the card. I don't want to mess up. And let me get out my silicone sheet. Oh, silicone sheet, where are you? Well, I don't know where it is right now, so we're just going to take a chance here. And if I get glue on my mat, that's all right. Okay, so now I just want a teeny dab of glue, hardly any glue at all. Excuse me as I knock my glue down to the bottom. Okay. Oh, good, it's coming out the first time. Sometimes when I do that, I'm like having to squeeze forever. You know how this, oh, definitely need tweezers for this job. Oh, and you know what else? I forgot which of these were which one was which. Ah, well, there we go. It's pretty easy to figure it out once you look at it. This one goes right here. Okay, and then and another reason why you want to use liquid glue is you can move it around a little and get it right where it goes. Cool, huh? Just change the color. So, and so you could do this on the other pieces also. The one that has the flower on it, you could make the flower a different color than the stem. Okay. Okay, I'm reading Mima's comment now about her cleaner. Mima, I have a stamp cleaner here. It's called Stampin' Mist, and it is an actual cleaner. This is really great for your StazOn, and it goes along with this cleaner. Where did I put it? Sorry, you guys. I don't use it that often. Here it is, way over here. Whee! Okay, and so this is more of a scrubbing cleaner. Okay, and it has, I'm going to pull this up so you can see. It's got like texture. It's like a velvet, kind of a carpet. And then you just spray this on the one side that has the raindrops, and then you dry it over here with the sunshine. This one you keep dry. And it's, yeah, it doesn't hurt your red rubber stamps at all. It is a solvent cleaner. It's got, you know, stuff in it. It's not water. Yeah, I'm not sure. It has a list of all the stuff in it. But anyways, most of the words I can't pronounce. So yeah, there are special cleaners for stamps. So if it says it's for stamps, then you can pretty much bet it's going to be safe. And your photopolymer also. Now, one thing about photopolymer you need to be careful with is bleach. Don't ever put bleach on them. It will dry them out. You could wash it with bleach like for just a sec, but be sure you rinse all that bleach off and you don't let it sit there. I know a lot of people like to try to bleach the stain off of them. A lot, you know, your clear stamps will turn pink when you stamp with red. All right, what do you guys think of the wheat? Isn't that the coolest thing? So I really like that. That's a neat idea. And of course, it took a little bit of time, but that's fun. That's the fun part about creating. All right, let's get back to making our card here. So I have my branch, and I'm just going to put a little glue down here. I don't need much. It would have been very smart for me to have used my adhesive back sheet and cut these out, but I didn't. I always forget that. I really do need to use it more often. And I'm just going to stick this under the string here. Okay, just kind of in the center. All right, and then my wheat stalks I'm going to put over here. And it's okay if it comes off the edge. Did this? Okay, something happened here. It's like not even anymore. What the heck happened? Ooh, I'm glad that moved. I'm just having a time, aren't I, you guys? Love it. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's make sure that stays in. I don't know how that moved. Oh, well. Now let's get our wheat stalk down. Okay, and so I just flip it over. And like I said, there's not much room to put glue. So just put a very little bit where you can. You don't want it to come squishing out, or you'll have a mess. There we go. And just stick that under there. Okay. Make sure it doesn't go over the top of the card. You want it to fit in the envelope. Okay, so far so good. Now our fun one. I love this. This definitely has to have dimensionals. All right, move over cutting machine. There we go. Deborah says, Fussy Cut was worth it. Yes, it was fun, wasn't it? I love when I get ideas from other stampers. There are some great, and that's what our catalog is. It's an idea, it's a catalog, obviously, but it is an idea book, and you just look at it. I'll show you where I got the idea in just a sec. Poke that out. There we go. All right, and stick that under there. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so far so good, huh? What do y'all guys think? We're not finished yet, though. And I want to make sure my bow can move if I need it to. There we go. I actually do need these longer. I forgot. I was going to have the sentiment go on top of it, and my sentiment has to stick out. There we go. All right. So we have that. Now, what's the next part? The next part, where are my directions here? I need to stamp and cut out the sentiment. Okay. So where is my leftover white paper? Here it is. This out. Okay, and my cinnamon cider and my stamp. Did I get it out? No. Here it is right here. So this one says, sending healing thoughts, may nature's beauty bring peace to your soul. I love that sentiment. That is so cool. So cool. All right. And doesn't nature just make you feel better? Oh my gosh. I remember I was a little girl, and you know how kids, we get upset. Well, I was fortunate enough to live by a little creek that ran through a golf course. And so whenever I was upset, or I couldn't find anybody to play with, because everybody was doing their homework and I'd finished mine, I would go down to the creek and I would play. And I just had the best time. And now today as an adult, every time we're planning a vacation, it has to be to a park, either a national park, a state park, whatever. So we can go hiking and be in nature. I love it. That's what it's all about. It's just being in nature. It makes you so happy. Okay, another great thing about this die is it does have the label, the die labeling cutout thingies. All right, and once again, I want to use my tape. I don't want this to move, especially since it just fits. There we go. Run this through the machine. Whoops, where's my plate? How we doing, you guys? How we doing? Patty says she loves cinnamon cider. Yes, I do too. It is such a pretty brown, isn't it? Not too dark, not too light, not too red, not too gray. It's a pretty color. Isn't that nice? So it's a pretty sentiment, and our sentiment's going to go on there. So we've got that. Let me move this out of the way. Where are we next? The next step is to adhere the diamond weave ribbon. All right, another part of this Nature's Harvest, it is a suite, so there are a lot of products that go with it, and this is the ribbon that they created to go with the DSP and the stamp set. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to use just a little bit of that. I got that right there. And they also did the bling too. So this is the bling we're going to be using that goes with this stamp set. So it's a suite. A suite is just a collection of items that all go together perfectly. Now, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to adhere. I want to make sure, yeah, I want my adhesive to be as close to this edge as possible because I want the ribbon to stick to it, but I want the ribbon to poke out also. Whoops. There we go. And so what I mean by that is like that, okay? So I have that ribbon stuck to the sentiment like that, okay? Now let me bring my card back in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this over the string, the twine. Whoops, that just fits, doesn't it? But I'm going to have this bow kind of sticking out, okay? Where's the tail? There it is. All right. So, and I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. So make sure your bow doesn't get caught under the dimensionals, okay? There we go. And I'm putting the dimensionals over the sentiment and the ribbon. That's going to give it more secure. It's going to stay more secure and not fall apart. I'm going to put 3 of them on there. All right, so that ribbon's not going anywhere, and the sentiment's not going to go anywhere because we've got to go over twine also. And so this is good and stuck. All right, here we go. Make sure everything's lined up the way you want it. Put your sentiment where you want it. And press. And we are finally finished with our fall flower card. Now, I told you I was going to tell you where I got this idea. You all are always asking, how do you come up with such cute ideas? Well, someone else did. Just kind of took it from them. This is in our catalog, okay? And you can see how they fussy cut the wheat right there. That's where I got that idea. I used a different sentiment and a different ribbon, but I colored my daisies the same, and I used a different background paper and cardstock. So that's where I got it. And see how I have star join? When you join Stampin' Up, there's all kinds. You could choose this one for free. You could choose this one for free. You could choose this one for free. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, there are 12 of them. Here's another really pretty one down here. Oh, here's another pretty one, the green, the trees. So there are 12 of them, okay? And they are in this catalog. Oh, here's another beautiful one. And this one has great label dies with it, okay? So joining Stampin' Up! Is a lot of fun. You'll be on my team. I do a lot of fun stuff with my team. If you are interested, just give me a shout out. I've also got an actual page on my blog, okay? So can you see my blog up there? Yeah, my blog title. And you go join my team, and it's going to take you to a page that explains everything. The difference between a hobby demonstrator, a business person who wants to build their business, make a little extra income on the side. But it's all about helping people, helping stampers and helping people. And the more you all share with me, I've got some of you who love to write to me, and you tell me about what's going on in your life. And I sit right there and I pray over if there's any problems. I thank God for you, because this is my outlet. When COVID started, and I had to shut down my in-person classes, I was kind of like, oh, now I don't have anybody to stamp with. But look what happened. I have all of you guys I stamp with now, and I love it. And I love all your comments and everything. So y'all keep it up. Remember to post your card in the card challenge. I'll put the post up here in just a minute. And the theme is fall flowers, okay? Bless you all. Have a great day. And I'll see you Friday for